Good morning. How are we doing today? My name is James Sweeney, aka SplitSuit. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to run through the auto profit bets section of the Postflop workbook. We're going to run through page 161 together, show you how to set this up, how to do this correctly, so that way you can crush this section of the workbook and move on to the auto profit raises. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so beginning with the prompt, we're playing a 5-10 cash game. You open raise to 30 preflop, only they call on the button. You see bet 440 into a $75 pot, and we see everything right here. This is the range we think they called with preflop, and this is our hand, queen jack of clubs, giving us a gut shot with a backdoor flush draw and some other stuff. But for the moment, we're going to start with the first question, which is, what is the break-even percentage of this bet? And if you've never worked with this stuff before, it's just simply risk divided by risk plus reward. In this situation, your risk is your bet size, so $40, and the reward is the $75 pot you are betting for. Just for the record, this 75 here does not take into account your bet. So if you want to just use my quick, simple tool, very, very simple, your risk is your bet size, your reward is what you're fighting for, so that $75 pot, giving us a 35% break-even percentage, easy peasy. And now let's set everything up in Flopzilla so we can answer questions 1, 2, and 3 down below. Alright, so let's start by adding in our whole cards first. So Queen, Jack of clubs. We have the board, which is the Ace of clubs, 10 of spades, 6 of diamonds. And the first question, actually let's plug in the range first. I'll just grab that right out of the answer key. So page 161, the range, copy that, paste it in, excellent. And question number 1 says, you suspect they will only give action with middle pair or better and will fold everything else. Okay, so there's no flush draws to continue with here, just simply because it's a rainbow board. So we're just looking at continuance of middle pair or better. So let's start by plugging that into Flopzilla. Middle pair plus is 42% of the time, which means they are continuing 42% and thus folding the other 58% of the time. So if the folding percentage is higher than the break-even percentage, this is auto profit, right? So we think they're folding 58%, we need 35, and that is definitely going to be a yes in this one. All right, so if we jump to number 2, you suspect they're only going to give action with bottom pair or better and will fold everything else. Okay, so let's add bottom pair or better. We see they're continuing 56, which means folding 44% of the time, and 44 is still higher than the 35, and as such, yes, this is still an auto-profitable bet for us at this spot. And then number 3, you suspect they will only give action with bottom pair or better, so we already have that in here, and all backdoor flush draws, and will fold everything else. So include backdoor flush draws. Perfect, and we're up to 72% is how often they're continuing, which means they're folding the other 28%. 28 is lower than the break-even percentage, and as such, this is not auto-profitable in this situation. And if we pull up the answer key real quick to proof it, break-even percentage of 35, yes, and we have yes, yes, and no, yes, yes, and no, and we also put the folding percentages right here in the answer key to make your life easier, just so you can say, wait, my number didn't add up. Now you can see what the correct folding frequency was and go from there. The biggest thing that trips people up in situations like this is they just forget to inverse it, right? They look at this number and they say, well, he's folding 72% of the time, continuing 28. No. Remember, you selected with the filters what you thought they would continue with, and then everything left over is going to be what they fold. So in this situation, continuance in blue, folding in gray, and then you just compare that to the break-even percentage of the bet. And that is how you complete this section of the workbook. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, good luck with this section, and I'll see you back with another video for doing the auto profits in the raising sense. So as always, good luck out there and happy grinding.